If you came here to see a real, raw, somewhat emotional, and fucking out of body workout, you are in the right place. So I recently invested in a home gym and I'm going to be expanding upon it. Honestly, just creating a gym that I actually like never have to leave my home for. So I'm going to take y'all through a push day today, right? It's going to be a voiceover. I'm going to walk you through my sets and reps, my mindset, and ultimately you're going to see me go a little bit beast mode here today. So the first exercise I'm doing is a Smith machine incline press. I do 2 warm-up sets and 3 working sets. Those 3 working sets are typically around 8 to 10 reps. And I'm going to be working myself into the 6 to 8 rep range as I get stronger from my bulk, just because I'll be able to recover better from going to heavier weight. So this next set here is going to be my first working set that you're going to see, and it's honestly a bit of a grinder. I like to play with death, and if you've been watching me train for a while, you know that. I just love the feeling of feeling like I'm almost going to die, and the amount of stretch and squeeze that I was able to get on this movement. I don't know, like training makes me feel like, bro, like I'm worth something, like I can do this shit. And my ultimate goal is to hit 2 plates on incline bench during this bulking phase. Ultimate control, like you see here. I'm not bro trend twins lifting the weight around. I'm not slamming shit around. I'm ultimately like really controlling my chest and really making sure I feel the full stretch and the full squeeze, because if you don't feel it, it's not working. That's with heavyweight, that's with lightweight, that's with anything whatsoever. Now, as you can see here, I'm moving the safeties up because I'm like, I might fail this. Like, I literally might fail this set. Obviously, I'm training alone, so I can't afford to actually die. Only metaphorically die in terms of muscular failure. So I have the stop set up there so that if I do fail, I can just let go of the bar and slide underneath it. And that's why I actually chose to go with the Smith machine, because it's just so, if you're doing a home gym setup, I strongly suggest investing in the Smith machine instead of like a free weight setup, because it's just gonna be so much freaking better. So like I said, this is my first working set and I'm pushing really hard. This was actually my first time doing any actual training session in my new home gym. So I'm kind of feeling out this bar, feeling out how everything is. And I don't think that I pushed as hard as I really could have here. And I'm kind of disappointed about it. So the next movement is a seated Smith machine press. This is my first, I think it might be my first working set, or my bad, my first warm-up set. Ultimately, I don't love to do barbell / Smith machine pressing for my shoulders, just because my right shoulder is a little bit stronger than my left shoulder. So anytime you're doing a fixed barbell movement, you're not really going to be able to isolate one side that may be weaker over the next side. But I'm kind of dealing with what I have because I'm too strong right now to go with only my dumbbells for like a dumbbell press. So as I continue to get heavier weight, I'm going to move to a dumbbell shoulder press. But the rep range here for this movement is supposed to be 3 by 10 to 12, but I got a little bit carried away with it, and I think that I hit more than that. This right here is my first actual working weight. So there's 2 5s on the other side of that, and then I think there's 2 5s on the outside as well. And then I think I went for around 7 reps here. I failed at 7 reps because I didn't take enough rest time. That's one thing I think I have to invest in, like a timer or something, if I'm gonna, well, I am, if I'm gonna be training from home, because sometimes I speed through my rest times and then it'd be hot as fuck, and I felt like I was gonna throw up several times during this training session. But I love Florida. That's what Florida is good for. So yeah, witness my death right now. To be honest, the only reason why I took my hoodie off is because I felt like I was gonna have a heat stroke, like I was feeling vomity and stuff, so I took it off. But I honestly prefer to train covered up. It feels more like I'm meditating, I guess, like less focused on what I look like and more so focused on the movement and getting the most out of it. It just helps my mental, I guess, not becoming too physical obsessed when I'm training, right? But this next movement here is an incline dumbbell press. I don't have my typical working weight at home. Right now, my working weight for incline dumbbell press is 70 pounds, ultra controlled like you see here. And I'll usually go for 10 to 12 reps, but because I have only lighter weight here, I'm going for more so 12 to 15 reps, and I'm doing 3 sets of those. So The biggest thing is honestly just controlling the weight for any movement you're doing. That's the biggest thing you'll see across my training. A lot of people think that intensity means moving the weight super fast from point A to point B. When you move the weight super fast, you're neglecting time under tension. When you're stretching that muscle out and squeezing into the muscle, that's when you're bringing it through its full range of motion and really causing that stress to the muscle, and that's what's going to help build you up. Versus if you're just like being like, ooh, look at me, I can lift this weight so fast, like an idiot. Yeah, like your ego might feel good, but you're not actually gonna build muscle. And the shape that I've taken, and the whole way that I feel comfortable in saying that I do want to compete in a bodybuilding show, all comes from training smart and not training like an asshole. So don't train like an asshole, guys. And for my chest training, I really only train incline movements. Whenever I do a fly, I'll train the general pec. I will not prioritize an incline fly, but my pressing movements are always going to be incline. Reason being, when you hit a side chest and it's flat up top, it's honestly very unaesthetic. If you've ever seen a bodybuilder hit a side chest and you see that the top round part of their chest popping around their, I guess, cleavage, you could say, it's so aesthetic. Versus if someone does not train their upper pec and it just falls flat all the way down and they have like a droopy at the bottom, it's just so unaesthetically pleasing. Like it doesn't look good. Also, I don't want to have like droopy titties. Trigger warning, I guess. That's like triggering for me. So I want to have like a nice full upper chest, and then that bottom chest will naturally come in for the secondary fly movements that I do. Now, one piece of equipment I really want to get my hands on is a cable fly machine, just because right now I'm having to do dumbbell flies and they're not terrible. You can actually get a really good stretch and a really good squeeze, but I just prefer to do this with the cables, hit all the different angles, even hit a decline. I just like it better, and it's less stress on my rotator cuffs as well. So if anybody's selling a cable machine in Southern Florida, hit me up. I'm not too sure the likelihood of that, but if you know someone, let me know. So this is a higher rep movement, right? Because I'm using lighter weight, and you should always use lighter weight on flies because you're in a compromised position. This fly position is going to put way more stress on your rotator cuffs than a pressing position. Never try to do heavy ass cable flies. In my opinion, you're just asking to tear your rotator cuff. But I'll do 3 sets of 20 to 25 reps, and then I'll get partials towards the end when I feel like I can't possibly do any more. Then I'll just stretch my pecs out and kind of embrace that feeling that's almost like, bro, is my pec gonna pop off? No, it's not, because I'm training smart. But yeah, lightweight flies for the W to really stretch and squeeze that pec out. Y'all see the theme here? The theme is stretching and squeezing. That should always be the theme for any muscle group. Now at this point in my session for this next exercise, the dumbbell lateral raise, I was sort of having like an out-of-body experience. I never really trained fully at home since COVID, and during that time period it was half-ass training. Like I didn't really know what bodybuilding was low-key. I was having an out-of-body experience. Like, bro, I have not trained this hard in a very long time, and I'm getting such a good workout in my fucking garage, bro. Like this, I'm just getting hyped watching it over again. Like, I hope y'all understand this shit is in me for real. So this exercise, second to last movement here, is a dumbbell lateral raise. So I like to use a little bit of momentum for my heavy set, which is my first set, and I'm doing a drop set here, right? So starting off with 20 pounds, and then I'm gonna be moving down to 10 pounds, moving down to 15 pounds, and then moving down to 10 pounds, and I'm just going until I literally can't go anymore. So this is to failure. And then you see that my range of motion here is getting shorter, like I'm not bringing my hands up as high. That's because I still want to hit my minimum rep range, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there. This is all productive in terms of breaking that muscle down, and then obviously because I'm bulking right now, when I eat, it'll build that muscle back up. I don't know that I would be training this hard if I was in a strict cut, like a very steep deficit, because it would just be hard to recover from this. So bro, I'm like dying, like for real. I had to wake up the demon. Now we're moving on to my second set within this drop set, and as you can see, because it's lighter weight, I'm controlling it way more than I was controlling it during the last set, just because, I don't have to sling this weight around. I can really focus on that time under tension and just burn the hell out of my lateral delt. This is pure freaking pain, and I literally had to awaken something in my soul to not feel like my shoulders were going to explode. And I love it, bro. Like I love it. And if you don't have that experience while you're training, I implore you to just zone out your surroundings, focus in on yourself, look at yourself in the eyes in the mirror, and think to yourself, we have work to do, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. And I know for a lot of us trans folks, when we go to the gym, we're so worried about everybody else. And I train like this at the gym as well. Like, I'm training at home because I just want to be able to be a demon and yell and shit, but I train just like this when I'm at the gym as well. Nobody else matters. Like, you're the only person that matters. Anybody else that's around you is an NPC, and you should not let anybody else's, fear of judgment. Do I look stupid? Oh my God, if I give effort, I'm gonna look so weird, blah, blah, blah. Nobody else matters but you. When you leave the gym, the body that you carry out of the gym is the same one that like the effort that you put into the gym, right? Like, what you eat in private shows up on your body in public, and how you train in public shows up on your body in private. So if you want to look in your mirror and be like, yo, bro, like, I love how I look, you have to say F everybody else. I'm gonna get the job done. Now for this final set with the 10-pound dumbbells, I believe I hit around 30 reps, ultimate control, and a way to ensure that you don't use too much momentum even when you get fatigued is to hold that concentric at the top for a second and then slowly count to 3 as you bring the weight down. That's going to remove any just letting the weight fall, right? Anytime you're using gravity in training, you're taking away that activation that you're going to get from your muscles if you're using them, right? Gravity is not stimulating your muscles, so you want to fight that gravity always, right? Now, you can use cheater reps, you can use partial range of motion, but the meat and potatoes, the focal point of your training, should always come from controlling the weight. Now, I got to a point where I was like, I want to get more reps in. I'm past my rep range, but I feel like I have more in me, so I started to do single arm, just because, like I mentioned earlier in the video, my right delt is a little bit stronger than my left delt. So being able to really focus on one side at a time and just giving it everything that I have. When people say no gas left in the tank, like, bro, I live that, and I still feel like watching this back, like, I could have gone harder, and next time I'm gonna go harder. So y'all, let me know if you want to see more videos like this. As I continue to expand upon the home gym, I'm definitely gonna try to record a bit more, let y'all get a little bit of insight into what my training actually looks like. I get compliments on my physique, which I try to accept them because I can understand that I've come far. I can acknowledge them, right? But I definitely know where I want to be, and I'm not close to that yet. So it's interesting for y'all to see what my training looks like, the bare bones of it all. Now, my last exercise, well, I'm lying, it's not my last exercise. I did do rope cable crunches, but honestly, they felt a little bit awkward. This cable is not as smooth as I would like it to be for an ab movement, so I kind of just toughed it out, but it was very suboptimal, so I didn't even record it. This last movement here is a tricep push down. I almost said rope push down because I usually do use the rope, but I use the easy bar instead, just for a little bit more stability with this cable machine. And I'm going for 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps here, and bro, it hurts. It really hurts. I do 1 tricep movement on my first push day of the week, my push day A, and then I do 2 tricep movements on my second push day, my push day B, just because this first push day was biased more towards chest and shoulders. Second push day biased more towards delts and triceps. So that was the video, y'all. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to subscribe. That really helps my channel grow. Also, like. And then lastly, if you are interested in working with me on the coaching level, or even for a custom meal or training plan, definitely email me. That's going to be down below. And if you do want to work with me in some capacity when it comes to training, but you're not entirely sure if coaching is right for you, or you don't have the time to commit to coaching, I strongly suggest grabbing my training plan, MASC Made Simple. That's also going to be linked down below alongside my cookbook, Healthy Doesn't Suck. And I'm done plugging myself. I love y'all. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Devin loves you. Devin's a Dawn. Devin is out of here, boy.